Well, good afternoon and welcome to Houston Baptist University. I'm Russ Renaud, Director of Athletic Media Relations here at HBU. And if you have any requests or any questions following the press conference, if you need to speak with someone that you haven't got a chance to speak with yet, just get with me and I will do my best to get them to you as soon as I can. So obviously we have a very important and special announcement this afternoon. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to HBU President, Dr. Robert Sloan.
Thank you. It seems that many times in life, great moments in history slip up on you, and then you're in the middle of it and have the opportunity to enjoy it. Sometimes we don't recognize them when they happen, but I think in this case we do recognize what a wonderful moment this is for us at HBU in our history. For us to have, on the one hand, new membership in a wonderful historic conference, the Southland Conference. We're glad to have Tom Burnett here with us, Commissioner of the conference. For us also to have been able to make the decision to start NCAA Division I football is another wonderful moment for us and a historic event. And then now on this occasion to be able to announce publicly that Vic Shealy is our new first and as far as I'm concerned, I hope only ever football coach in the history of HBU is a wonderful moment. I want to be sure to say thank you to Steve Maniaci. Steve, of course, is our Director of Athletics, and Steve has done a fabulous job in leading this process. He did the initial receipt of all the applications. We had probably 100 people that Steve made contact with, and it was just a fabulous process. And then I want to say a special word of thanks. I won't be able to call all of their names, but quite a few of the members of our interview committee are here. I know I've seen Taya Fabre, I've seen John Yarrington, and in there I started calling names, and I know that Sandy Mooney, and there are many others from that committee who are here, I think. So I want to say thank you to that committee. They did a fabulous job, and it is a very critical moment. Ron Cottrell on that committee as well. Thank you, Ron. I'll look around and pick out people one by one. But a great moment in the history of the university, and that committee did a fabulous job. So I also want to give a word of thanks to our trustees. We have tremendous trustees here at the university. I know we have at least one, maybe two or three here. I see Mark Dennison, who is here. Mark was on the original study committee that studied the sport of football for HBU and came up with a strong, unanimous recommendation to the board. Our board has been, Coach Shealy, enormously enthusiastic all along the way. It's been a great time for us because all of our board members, I think along with all of us, see the tremendous value that football has for the entire university. I think all of us can say what it means to us in terms of the values that young men are taught, the example that is given to the entire university, all of us, for the virtues, the disciplines that come with doing anything well, particularly athletics and things like athletics and music and drama and the science laboratory, anywhere where great discipline is required. It's a tremendous example to the entire university. And of course, with athletics, it's a lot of fun. We get the thrill of being together as a university family. Our alumni are drawn back into the life of the university sometimes in ways that they wouldn't otherwise be. We know that prospective students and prospective faculty and staff all enjoy NCAA athletics, and so these are great moments for all of us. And of course, our entire student body, the enthusiasm that builds for all of us, and the ability to go to games, to see the team practice, to get to know teammates in football as they do all of the other sports, and to enjoy the tremendous sense of bonding that comes from the experience of great athletics. So we are thankful, Vic. We thank you. We thank Holly for being here with us. You know, they have 4 children, Dal and Kate and Will and Jake. I think I said all of them right, didn't I? I didn't get them in the right order, I can assure you that. But they it's a wonderful family and a great history. Steve will introduce them, but again, Holly and Vic, thank you. God bless you. We're glad you're here. Steve.
Thank you all for being here today. just a little bit of housekeeping. The way we're going to do this today is we'll each have statements, and then we'll let each of you do one-on-ones with Coach Shealy when you're done, and anybody else that you want when you're done, or when we're done here. You may remember 4 months ago, we stood right here, and we very happily accepted membership into the Southland Conference, and we're really happy that Tom's here to join us today from the Southland Conference. That's a huge thing for us. We said at the time that we were going to immediately begin to look for a head football coach. I think some of you in the room thought we were kidding. We weren't. We, right before Christmas, posted a posting to see who was out there and who was interested in our job. And another thing that we said, if you remember that day, is that we would not proceed until we had the funding in place to do so. I want to today publicly thank, although I won't mention names, I want to publicly thank the folks who contributed to Houston Baptist University and to the athletic department to make this day possible, because without them, we wouldn't be standing here today. I also want to publicly thank the Board of Trustees and Dr. Sloan for continued leadership that they've shown in our athletic department. It's just awesome to have the kind of backing that we have here at HBU. Unbelievable backing. As Dr. Sloan said, we had almost 100 applicants for this job. And we had applicants that ranged everywhere from former professional head coaches. We had Division I head coaches. We had Division I assistant coaches. We had head and assistant coaches all the way down through the ranks that applied. We even had some very well-qualified Texas high school coaches that applied for this job. So that's one of the reasons why it took us a while to get here today, was because we had to go through all those candidates. We did that, and we think we got the best guy for the job. I, too, would like to thank the interview committee that we set up. That committee was made up of trustees. It was made up of faculty, staff, undergraduate students, donors, and alums, who all gave a lot of their time, and who, I might add, did a fantastic job, Mark Berman, of keeping this quiet. Because you call me every 3 hours asking me about it, that's why. Oh, okay, sorry. As I say, at the end of that process, that committee did a great job of vetting our candidates and really helped us get to where we are today. And where we are today is, I think we've got the right man for the job. I talked to, probably 20 or 30 Division I-A head coaches, former head coaches, guys in the business that I really respect. And every time I would mention Coach Shealy's name, I got the same response. Oh, if you can get that guy, well, you really need to look at that guy hard. So after you hear that about 5, 6, 7, 10 times, you start thinking, it's kind of like E.F. Hutton. If they're talking, I'm listening. So, at the end of the process, that's the way we went. And it was certainly borne out by what we saw and heard on the campus. You all have gotten his bio, so I'm not going to rehash that. But what I am going to say is this. Some things that you can't read in the bio are these. Number 1, he is a great Christian leader. Number 2, he is a great family man. And number 3, he is a great coach. In that order. And that is the order that we were looking for here at Houston Baptist University. Now join me, if you will, in welcoming our first head football coach at HBU, along with his wife Holly, Coach Vic Shealy.
Well, I cannot tell you how excited I am to be here today. And this is a great day to be a Husky, not because you're hiring Vic Shealy, but it's because you're seeing a great Texas university take one more step to putting a football team on the field, and a pretty tangible step. I would be remiss if I didn't quickly just acknowledge a man who I've been a fan of just through my knowledge of Baylor University, having been done my master's work there. Certainly I have always kept a keen eye on Baylor and what was going on there. I know the leadership that Coach Sloan, you would like that title too. It's not a bad title, but that doctor, I'm not going to remiss on on what you accomplished there. But Dr. Sloan is a man that is widely thought of as a special human being, not just at Baylor, not just at HBU, but around the country, as a man who is a great president who gets football, who understands the value of football, not in just terms of what you do in order to win a championship, but also what you do in order to process that your program goes through in order to develop young men to become great husbands and fathers one day, and then what athletes can do to change the dynamic on a college campus. And I'm excited to be here for a lot of reasons, but being grateful and thankful for you for this opportunity is one that I don't take lightly, and I promise you that I will make great on this investment. I will say through my career, and I've got a few games under my belt, I've had a chance to work with a lot of administrators. And through this process, Steve Maniaci has stood out as one of the finest athletic administrators that I've ever had a chance to work with in the process. And his professionalism and the skill in which he operated was a model by which many administrators could take note of. And that's not words just coming because here I am standing before, being very grateful for this opportunity. It's really comes from experience of working with many people, and along the way you have an opportunity to see when certain men rise above their peers. And so I'm very grateful, and Steve, I really appreciate it, and I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to working with you and for you in the days ahead. I would have to acknowledge one more time my wife. We've been married 27 years, and she's my best friend, and she's a great coach's wife. And the players here at HBU will find out quickly that while she won't replace their moms, she'll care for them much the same way that she cares about our own children. And they will be a part of our family, and she'll be at practice a lot, and I don't let her call plays, and she doesn't try to, but she's a great wife, and I'm very thankful, and we look forward to having many years. She is a South Houston born and raised girl, and so getting a chance to come back home, I can tell you she's pretty fired up. And so I think y'all got us for a good long while, too. And Tom, just first time I met you, but I can't tell you how excited I am. This university has got a great opportunity to be a part of a great conference. And as this transitions over the next year or two, I have no doubt that not only in football, but obviously the great basketball tradition we have under Coach Cottrell is going to be just one of those things where we're going to see this university and this conference have a great marriage and great successes as the conference grows. These are challenging days for athletic conferences, as we all know, and that job is not a job to be taken lightly, what you do. I respect you for that and look forward to working with you as we go. I want to kind of outline a few objectives that we want to try to get accomplished, both short-term and long-term. And then we'll have an opportunity here to meet as long as you want to meet today. For the media, I'll just kind of let you know I'm accessible, and I'll always be accessible, and I won't ever put a stop to it unless someone else puts a stop to it. So we'll get a chance, and today, if you want to go until supper, we'll go to supper. But I'm sure y'all got stories to write, so I won't hold you that long. What we want to see is we want to see us in this program achieve championships. All right, we want to pursue winning championships. All right. That's the product of this program, but the process is what we're doing day in and day out to change lives, be it spiritually, be it the maturity that needs to occur in a young man, be it the academic growth, and to become a man of integrity, have great work ethic so that they become special. All right? We want that to be the product that comes out of this program. We want this program to represent Houston Baptist in such a way that the students, the faculty, the staff, the alumni, and the community will want to support this program, that people will look out there on that field and they'll see players playing with fanatical effort, with a great enthusiasm, and just the type of intensity that would make this university proud to have as their football team. And we want to see our players walk around this campus with character and integrity so that the students here and the faculty will look forward to that relationship that they develop with our players. We want to graduate every player in this program from HBU. And it's not a percentage. We want to graduate every player in this program. That is my job, and I hold myself accountable to that beyond the accountability that I come under the administration for graduating our athletes. A man's education and a female's education, I don't want to kind of single out, is the avenue by which the vast majority of people have an opportunity to improve themselves and to advance their lives. And I take very, very serious my job in creating an environment and a culture which academics is critical to our success. I really feel like it's important that we give our student athletes a great football college experience, because that marriages with what I feel like is a great student-player relationship, so that when our players walk across campus and that student walks across campus, that we're not seen as football being the tail that wags the dog, or that we're not seen as this big guy that kind of looks bigger and looks a little bit meaner than maybe some people, but you find out that in their heart they are a gentle giant and someone who really desires to have a relationship with all the different student groups on campus. And we'll look forward to the days ahead as your coach here, getting to know the different student groups. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to do a lot of things in order to kind of find creative ways to really mesh and bond our football program with the rest of the university community. Obviously, we want to try to make sure that the product on the field is one that achieves success. We want to be the most invested, the hardest working, and the hardest playing football team in the conference. And then for that matter, to be the hardest playing team in the country. And we want to also make sure that when we line up, that we understand that while we're here to change lives and have a process and a program where we're changing lives, but that we are very much aiming to win football games. To have a winning season is our first goal. To win the Southland Conference is going to happen many times, and we're going to get there. To get into one of those FCS playoff slots is great, and we're going to get there. And then we're going to work to win our national championship here at HBU. And those are some of our goals. I look forward to sharing more. I can tell you, though, just on a real respectful note of this conference, and is highly admired. And for HBU to be in this conference gives great credibility to the football start that's getting ready to occur. Another area of great credibility is that when you walk in as a Texas university and you're recruiting Texas football players, and that is our recruiting pool out there, is Texas football players. It is hands down the best football in the country. It's the best, most professional coaches dedicated to their profession, and it's the most committed athletes, football athletes in the country come out of this state. And so our goal is to take the greater Houston and make that our back door. And I know there's a lot of schools that come in this area. There may be some players that go away, but we want to have a chance, if it doesn't work out where they are, for them to rebound back to HBU. But we look forward to working with the high school coaches in this area, and certainly I want to be able to share more with the different media that would like to talk a little bit more about our recruiting philosophy. But it's very critical that we understand who we are. We are a Houston-based football program. This school is very effective in drawing students nationally. And I think it's a pride that we can have as a university that we do that. But as a football school, we are a Texas football school. And it is on that we'll stand, and that's where our success will grow from. Thank you.
Well, Coach Shealy, Dr. Sloan, and Steve Maniaci will all be available to the media outlets that are here immediately following the press conference. Just do it in an orderly fashion. And if you need someone, please let me know. We have press releases available in hard copy in the back. We also have quotes from some other coaches who Coach Shealy has worked with. That is also available, and I'll pass those around to you as I get to you. If we just keep it orderly and you just get whatever you need, we're here for you, and thank you for joining us today.